family, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rejoice, and on this channel we'll talk about everything that has to do with taking care of babies. To my returning subscribers, I really appreciate you stopping by today, and to my new viewers, I welcome you. Kindly subscribe to my channel if you are interested in knowing all that has to do with taking care of babies. On today's video, we'll be looking at the tips on how to go about a successful breastfeeding. Going about breastfeeding the right way can tremendously increase the supply and flow of breast milk in new moms. Now, I've heard a lot of mothers, not only from others, but also it has happened to me. Immediately after I put to bed, I did not start lactating immediately. It took about 3 days before I started lactating. After going through search, I now discovered that there are things that you can do that can help you to have flow and supply of breast milk immediately after you deliver your baby and in the subsequent days to come. Doing these things that I'm about to share now, I guarantee you that you're going to see a whole lot of changes, and there's going to be supply and flow of breast milk to enable your baby to feed well. So it is expected that in an hour or 2 hours max after you have delivered without any complication, new moms or mothers latch their babies to breast so they can start breastfeeding immediately. But if you are unable to start lactating, like I mentioned earlier, you have to keep constantly latching the baby to the breast, and that will stimulate the flow and breast milk in no time before you. One of the tips on successful breastfeeding is right positioning of your baby when breastfeeding. That way, you will not have back pain. That way, your baby will be able to latch well. Another tip is that when latching your baby to the breast, you make sure that the baby did not just hold the nipple in the mouth, but the baby's mouth should be able to cover both the nipple and the areola. The dark skin around the nipple should be in the baby's mouth. That way, it's not going to pain you. Another tip is taking of healthy meals. Eat well, eat properly, eat balanced diet. Be sure that you have a quality supply of breast milk that will enable your baby feed well. The third thing to note is you should take enough fluids, healthy fluids such as water, homemade fruit juice, beverages like tea and their likes. When you take much of this, it also enhances the supply and flow of breast milk. Again, babies are expected to breastfeed every 2 hours at least. Breastfeed your baby every 2 hours and on demand. So on demand can be even before the 2 hours your baby may need breast milk. What you need to do is to breastfeed the baby. Another tip is always remember to switch sides when breastfeeding your baby, so you don't get one side of your breast being engorged, which will cause you pain. Always remember to switch sides. The next tip is always remember that it is important to empty one breast before switching to the other breast. You need to allow the baby to suck on each breast for at least 15 minutes. Let the baby empty the one breast before you take the baby to the other side. Minimum of 15 minutes and maximum of 45 minutes. No matter what, the baby should be able to exhaust the breast milk that is being contained in one side of the breast. So make sure the baby empty one breast before you get to the other breast. When you do not allow the baby to suck for that long on each breast, the baby is not really getting the nutrients that it's supposed to get from the breast milk, because what the baby usually takes, the first milk that usually come out is the fore milk, contains water. Now the hind milk, which is the one that comes after the fore milk, is where the nutrients is. So allow the baby to empty the one breast before switching to the other side. So like I mentioned, please don't forget, the nutrient in the breast milk is usually contained in the hind milk and not the fore milk. So when you just allow the baby to suck after 2-3 minutes and you take the baby to the other side, suck after 2-3 minutes, take the baby to the other side, that way the baby is not really getting the nutrients that the baby needs for proper growth and development. Another tip is when babies are sleeping, I've heard a lot of mothers saying that my baby usually sleep all through the night. What should I do? Do I need to wake the baby or allow the baby to sleep all through the night? Well, at this time of their life, it's very important that they get all the nutrients they need to get for proper growth and development. So every 2 hours, if your baby do not wake up to demand for breast milk, it is your duty to wake the baby up and latch the baby to the breast to be able to suck. And when you discover that the baby keeps going back to sleep, all you need to do to keep the baby awake is just to tap the baby's feet. Not necessarily fully awake, but in their subconsciousness, that's what nature has blessed them with. They are able to suck very well. So keep tapping the feet of the baby until you are sure the baby is full before you drop the baby to go back to sleep. Another tip is, if you discover that after you must have feed your baby, but the baby keeps demanding for breast milk, and you feel as though your breast is empty, there's no more milk there, one of the things that can help you is use a firm bra. This is tested and trusted. It works for me really. I've used this method and it has worked for me perfectly well. What I do is, you put on a firm bra for about an hour or two before you put on a bra that you're more comfortable in. You discover that after an hour or two, you must have a whole lot of breast milk already that has gathered in your breast. And in addition to wearing a firm bra, get a bowl of warm water to the extent you can endure, so to say. Use a clean towel or hand towel, dip it in the hot water and massage your breast with it. When you massage your breast with hot water, breast will start getting fuller again and you will now have more milk to be able to feed your baby. Another tip is, after you must have done all of those things that I've mentioned above, believe you me, if you do not get enough rest, you might be working against all the tips you must have put to practice. So endeavor to get enough rest. Really, getting enough rest can never be overemphasized when it comes to taking care of your baby, and especially when it comes to breastfeeding. The more you rest, the more the flow of breast milk to be able to feed your baby properly with. Finally, after each feed, endeavor to burp your baby. Make sure your baby belch before you drop the baby. Make sure you tap the baby's back and make sure that the baby burps before you finally drop the baby. Believe and I know that you also will have a positive review about all these tips that I have mentioned so far. So until I come your way again, kindly subscribe to my channel. Thank you for listening and watching.